Breath is also a bridge into the subconscious, into the body. I like to use this analogy of the body being like a sponge. So, from the time that we come into this world, our bodies are soaking up all of this information, all of these energies, all of what our parents are doing, what the media is saying. Our bodies are just soaking this up. And our bodies even hold on to um, generational trauma too. So we might even be carrying something from our mom or our mom's mom or our way down the line. Our bodies may be carrying that too. And so our bodies are like these sponges, just constantly absorbing, absorbing, absorbing. And when we don't tend to what our body has been absorbing, it will manifest as depression or addiction or dis-ease or anxiety or disconnection. And so the breath really allows us to cross that bridge from being in the mind to exploring the body and being able to really understand what our body has been holding. And with our breath, then we are able to release what our body has been holding. And I've never found a quicker modality for getting into the body than breath work. It's like an active meditation. So, for a lot of people and a lot of Westerners, especially, I think it can be really hard to meditate, to just sit there and just sit with your thoughts. Breathwork is a more active way to get there. And yeah, there's just so many incredible benefits to breath work, both, scientifically, spiritually, mentally, physically. There's so many benefits to breath work. And yeah, I've just seen breath work like it was for me be a doorway for a lot of people to just remember their own power and remember who they are. And yeah, it's so beautiful to witness what happens in a breathwork session. And so that's definitely my go-to modality for myself and for all of the people that I work with.
I love that. Um, One of the things that I struggled with for a very long time was definitely connecting with my body, and breath work was huge for me. Working with you, just I think it was at Satari that you would do a lot of sound healing
Very,
classes.
yeah.
All of that obviously like helped me get more in sync with my body, and then that to me was like a level of success because it's like I can finally kind of feel more aligned and in tuned, which for a
Yeah.
long time, just like you, I went through so many things and I didn't
Yeah.
know, right? So I'm
Yeah.
so blessed to have had people like you lead the
Yeah.
way, even though you yourself also went through such
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody out there should definitely be calling Nicole up. I can vouch that she is amazing. But what does success mean to you? Like to me, it means literally being in tune with my body and being able to just like be present every day. What does it mean to you?
This is such a good question, and this is something that I'm constantly rewriting my definition of success. And I think we've all been really brainwashed into believing that success is something that is really superficial, having money in the bank and having all of these accolades. Is that the right word? Accolades, having the car, the house, the whatever it may be. It's really it just comes down to having a lot of money. I think that that's what our society views as successful, and people will literally do whatever it takes to have money, even if it means completely abandoning themselves and completely destroying their mental health and being completely burnt out. Like you see so many people. I've met so many people. I mean, I was in the entertainment industry for a really long time, and I met so many people that on paper they had it all. They had everything, that they had fame, they had money, they had like all the cool, quote unquote, cool things, but inside they were just dead. They were just so disconnected. And so while I do believe that we do need money as humans on earth, we do need money to survive. I don't believe it's what success is. I believe that success is like you said, having a regulated nervous system, I think everything, all of our desires, all of our dreams are birthed from a regulated nervous system. And yeah, a regulated nervous system is also presence. If we're constantly in fight or flight, that means we're like constantly stressed out about what's happening, what's going to happen in the future, or stressing out about something that happened in the past, or in fear about what may or may not happen. And we can never actually be happy if we are in that state. And so a regulated nervous system is about your nervous system being in this more like rest and digest and safety state. And in that state, really, we're kind of unshakable. And another word that comes to me when I think about my definition of success is freedom, is sovereignty. I think yeah, and I've really been feeling that lately too. I want to be free to be who I am. I want to be free to share my truth. I want to be free to express myself. And I want to be free to just do what I want. You know, we have this one very short, beautiful life, and so many of us are slaves to what society has told us to do. We're slaves to our 9 to 5 corporate jobs. We're slaves to that relationship or whatever that thing may be, and we're really not living authentically. And to me and everything that I'm really doing right now in my life and in my business is with the ultimate goal of freedom. I want to be location free. I want to be time free. I want to be my own boss. I want to work for myself, you know, and I really want to invite the people that I'm working with into that possibility as well, because I've seen that possibility for myself. And free, there's no better feeling than freedom in the world is to be free from whatever might be enslaving you. There's so many ways that we are enslaved and you know these bigger ways and these more subtle ways in Western culture. And so yeah, I would say a regulated nervous system and also freedom. And yeah, I think from both of those things that the abundance and all of those external uh things that we have deemed as successful will kind of just naturally come to us. So, yeah.
I like that. What's been the most challenging part of starting your business? Or it
This
doesn't be business, it could be life.
Yeah, the most no business is being an entrepreneur, man. Oh my gosh. The entrepreneurial journey is it's a mirror. Like you're just constantly faced with all of your shit. Every single day I'm faced with all of my doubts, all of my insecurities, and you're just constantly free falling into the unknown. And it's really beautiful, right? Because this is it freed my entrepreneurial journey is I am free. I work for myself and it also comes with um its downfalls, I would say. And it's funny, the other day somebody asked me, "What do you wish you knew before starting your business?" And I was like, honestly, if I knew that it was gonna be this if it was going to be testing me this much, I probably never would have started my business.
Mm.
However, I am way too deep in and I am way too involved and way too passionate about what I'm doing to ever quit now. But the most challenging part, I guess, for me that still comes up is just the inconsistent it's kind of like the ups and the downs,
Mm.
you know, the ups and the downs of starting your own business. There are definitely a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of unpredictability. There are many ebbs and flows, and I'm still pretty early on in my journey. And you know, my goal is to create a really sustainable business, and I know that's happening for myself. I already see it happening. And yeah, it's really I think the hardest part is just trusting, is really just trusting and trusting the process and trusting God and trusting yourself and just trusting this alternative path that you're taking. That the reason why most people stay stuck in their 9 to 5 jobs and stay stuck working jobs that they don't really love is because it's hard to start your own business. It really takes a lot, as I'm sure you know, it takes a lot and there's a lot of different moving parts to starting your business. And especially a business in more of an alternative space too, like healing, like doing healing work, being in the healing arts. So it's not so mainstream yet, which is actually a really beautiful thing. Like, and also it does create more of that unpredictability at times. So I would say the hardest part is just really staying deeply rooted in trust, trust that it's all going to work out and trusting that in the really hard moments that it's all leading me to where I ultimately need to be. And yeah, boundaries too, especially being in this healing space is knowing when to say no and knowing when to say yes and really knowing how to honor the yes and honor the no because when you're offering this work, sometimes people will try to, and I'm sure that happens in every business, people will try to take advantage of you. And so strengthening my boundaries has been a really big part of my journey as well.
Yeah, boundaries definitely get tested for me
Yeah.
every day.
I know, I feel like we've talked about this
To
before.
breathe, but
I know, I feel
I
like
know
we've
we've
talked
talked
about
about
this
to breathe
before.
in and out.
Just breathe.
So funny. What advice would you give to an aspiring entrepreneur or maybe your younger self?
Yeah, I would say that unless you are absolutely like so passionate to the point of almost being crazy about what it is that you want to offer the world or what it is that you want to create, whether that be a product or a service or whatever it may be, unless you are absolutely crazy, like mad about it, like completely enthralled by it, don't go for it because it's not for the faint of heart.
It's true.
And yeah, again, just really trust. And also what I would say too is I think there's this huge this huge story, especially what I see in the spiritual pace or space where people are just like you can just manifest your dreams coming true. And I even see this with entrepreneurs, like just have your energy, make sure your energy is right and make sure you're aligned and everything will come to you. And while that is a huge part of success and entrepreneurship is having your energy aligned, another big part that I think a lot of people, don't necessarily want to talk about is the hard work. It is really hard work to build something from scratch with your own blood, sweat, and tears. It takes, especially in the beginning, I have weeks sometimes where I'll work like 70 or 80 hours. I have weeks sometimes days sometimes where I'll work from 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. And so there's a lot of hard work that comes in with that. So unless you are really willing to put in the work that it takes, then do something else, you know? I know that sounds a little bit harsh, but I don't mean that to be harsh. I just mean that to be realistic for entrepreneurs. There is going to be a phase probably earlier on before you have a whole team built out and before you have people able to do things for you when you are going to have to put in a lot of work. However, for me, the work it doesn't feel necessarily like work. It feels it's devotion. It's like I am so devoted to my mission and my purpose and what I'm offering to the world. And so I'm willing to do the work, I am willing to stay devoted. And if when you're really passionate about something, it's like something in you just keeps on going. And there's, of course, parts of my business, especially admin stuff, that really don't feel that exciting to do. But I know it's just necessary because I'm taking care of my future self. And I know that in a few years' time, maybe even sooner, that my future self is going to be so much more at ease because she's, going to have that team built out and she took all of the necessary steps and she worked really hard in the beginning so that she could reach this place of feeling more ease and feeling more sustainability. And so we're really just doing this for our future self. And so that would be the advice that I would give for aspiring entrepreneurs and always be investing in yourself too as an entrepreneur, always be investing in mentors. And I wish that I hired my business mentors like 4 years ago. They completely changed everything for me. So I would definitely say like invest in people that can guide you in the right direction and really know ways to take care of your mental health too, because again, this entrepreneurial journey can be can be a lot. It can be a lot mentally, physically, spiritually. It'll test you in every single direction. So make sure that you have a solid support system. Make sure you have a toolbox of things that you can turn to in any of the hard moments. And yeah, and you'll be great. And it's so worth it. I'm saying it's really hard, and it's also so worth it to feel the type of freedom that I now feel in my life. And I would just tell my younger self to embrace herself more, I think, because she tried so long to just fit in and be cool and really squash who she really was. And now, as an adult in the work that I do, I really feel like I'm more connected to her now than ever because a lot of the things I'm doing are just kind of like ways of honoring my inner child in some way because she was always really sensitive and artistic and she wrote a lot and she colored a lot and she sang a lot. And so, yeah.
So fun. So where do you see yourself in like the next 5 years? Where do you see the business?
Mm, this is a great question. So I see myself living somewhere in the tropics, and actually, what first came to me is Costa Rica. I think I see myself somewhere. Either I would ideally love to have a place. I would love to have a place in California and Costa Rica. So I want to have multiple homes. I want to be impacting a way larger amount of people. I want to have an entire team built out under me so that I can be impacting a larger amount of people. I really see, yeah, right now I just started my first ever cohort of attuned breathwork facilitator training. So that's really my baby right now. And I really, really see that expanding beyond. I don't even know. I don't necessarily know what it looks like. This is a great question because I think I haven't done this in a while where I really thought about the 5-year vision, but I see my facilitator training really expanding in all of the ways. I see myself hopefully with my beloved, maybe with some children, and yeah, living somewhere off of the land. I see myself living in maybe at a regenerative farm or somewhere where I can grow my own food and maybe having a retreat center where I can do in-person breathwork trainings too. Yeah, I really just want to feel even more free in 5 years. But to be honest, I don't have a perfect answer for that right now. And I think that's a really good invitation for me to dive into more of the 5-year plan. But it's definitely like exactly what I'm doing now, except just expanded. And
I like that. No, I mean, just by the quick 5 year envisioning that you did right now, I'm like, that sounds so beautiful. Like, I want all that. That sounds lovely.
what's your 5-year plan?
Uh, I'm not much of a tropical person, but I
Yeah.
definitely see myself. I love the East Coast. I love that you're in New York right now. Like, I definitely
Mhm.
see myself doing something between New York, LA. Um, I think when I last spoke to you, I mentioned something in femtech, so menstrual cycle syncing,
Oh, you
still
did.
within wellness. Yeah. So hopefully that takes off. Still doing lazy hype. Lazy hype will always be my baby. Uh, and then obviously, hopefully, a good partnership and 10 years, I would say, maybe some kids, but not anytime
Yeah.
soon. Still enjoying me.
I know. I'm not
Um,
necessarily sure about that part, but we'll
yeah,
see.
it's
We'll
a
see.
little scary. But anyways, so where can people find you? Website, Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, so I just deleted TikTok. I'm not on TikTok.
Okay.
But my main source, like I would say my website is my Instagram, and it's at Nicole under dash Zimmerman. That's my Instagram. And my website is NicoleZimmerman.co.
Perfect.
And yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me. Those would be the two best places to connect deeper with me and the work that I do.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being on my podcast. And I hope to see you soon. When are you back from the East Coast?
I'm back. So I'm going to speaking of Costa Rica, I'm going to Costa Rica tomorrow to lead a retreat. And I'm coming back here on Tuesday and then on the 24th. I go back to California, to Topanga.
Okay, so maybe I'll see you sometime in December once you're like back
Yeah, I
to.
hope to see you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope to connect with you more. And thank you so much, Liz, for having me on here. And it was so nice to reconnect with you and to see you again. And yeah, just such an honor to share this space with you.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Thank you.